Hold up.
Hey guys, it is Tristan with Nerdut's Newsstand, and I want to talk about Wonder Woman Historia. Yes, something I have been greatly looking forward to for a while, and by a while, I mean like 4 years. This was originally announced when Black Label was actually announced, so think about how long ago that was for DC Comics, and that is where we finally are today. Now, we got book number 1 of 3, hopefully of 9, depending on sales, and it is by Kelly Sue DeConnick, and the art is by Phil Jimenez. Yeah, now that I got all the logistical stuff out, oh my god, this book is beautiful. Now, I reviewed Radio Apocalypse the other day, and I said it was in running for one of the best books of the year, and it has some serious competition from Kelly Sue DeConnick right now. This book is going to be the best DC book, and not just because of the writing from Kelly Sue DeConnick, but this art. You have to see this art. It is engrossing. Now, I will say the colors are a little bright. I guess maybe it's a saturation issue. I'm not sure exactly, but it doesn't matter. It is so beautiful, and I am going to show you, I promise. We will get there. I just need to gush a little bit about this book. Now, this is basically about what happened before Steve Trevor landed on the island of Themyscira. We get introduced to, you know what, we'll just bring it up. You want to see the art. Come on now, let's be real. That is what you are here for, this beauty right here, right? So we are getting introduced to the tribes, right, of the Themyscirans. And it does, they're not like separated or anything. They're all one group, right? But they do tell you how each one and what they are used for. Or I guess used isn't the best word. I love Aphrodite. Aphrodite and Hecate so far are my favorite. You know what? That's a lie. I love Artemis. Okay, I love them all. I love Artemis too. It's really hard to describe. So I have read this book twice at this point, and I am going to actually be ordering. Now, it's very rare for me to go through and order a physical copy. I haven't had a local comic book shop in 3 years. Almost 4 years. 4 years this summer, but yeah, it's been a really long time. And generally, unless it's something I absolutely love, I have the digital. I'm okay with that. I did get the physical for Dark Knights of Steel. And before that, I want to say, besides Echolands, I would say it was maybe Harleen by Steven Sajak. Like, it's got to be a really good book for me to want to double buy, right? So this is that book. And that's, oh, God. I'm going to gush here. So unless you want to hear some gushing and a little bit of story, yeah, you're going to hear it. The designs of this by Phil Jimenez are engrossing and beautiful. They are real designs. They are very practical without being practical. Like, not everybody's perfect. Not everybody has to be perfect for this story to be told. Like, you can see Aphrodite, she's got hips. I love it. Her design is perfection. Not only that, but we get a lot of, and I really want to show you, we get a lot of beautiful, well, this is Hera, right? And we get a lot of really great line work. Not even necessarily line work. Like, the idea that you could tell a story through pots is amazing. But there are certain parts you have to pay attention to. And right off the bat, I'm going to tell you I'm not showing you the whole book because I want you to buy it. Generally, when I do reviews, I will go through front to back, do a spoiler warning, and say, yeah, here we go. It's a, I don't ever give numbers because I feel like that's too subjective. But I will at least say, it's a recommend or, wait for the trade or something like that. But for this, I'm not going to show you the whole book. I'm just not. And it's not because it's long. I could sit here and do a longer video, which this will probably be anyway. But it is because I want you to experience this book. There is a difference between reading a book to stay up with continuity, or to stay up with the Bat family, or to understand what's going on in Fear State. And then there is a book you experience. And this is one of those books. You have to really pay attention with this pottery storytelling. It's only for 2 pages, but the red are the women. You get the degradation, the exclusion, the entitlement to women's bodies, the how women are suppressed, how women are assaulted and murdered. And you can, each one of these pots is telling its own individualistic story. And you have to look. You don't have to, but I do. You have to look. Each one tells its own story, and it's an amazing way to really focus on the ideals that women in this time period were treated and subjugated in such a way that they were seen more as objects instead of actual people. So what does he do? What does Phil Jimenez do? Or I'm not sure who. I'm assuming Kelly's Pseudoconic. She actually makes them an object. She makes them a pot, right? And it focuses on that idea and reinforces that idea that these women were seen as objects, right? Ugh, Hera. How does Phil Jimenez do this? It is beautiful. He was on Word Balloon talking about using Procreate to make this, and I understand why it took so long. I really do. I don't know. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know how Joelle Jones, and I think it's Jean Ha. I'm not sure who the other artist is for the other 2. Joelle Jones is a fantastic artist. Beautiful artist. I love Wonder Girl. Wonder Girl 5 came out. I haven't read that yet. But I love Wonder Girl. I loved her Catwoman. I love all of her work. I don't know how she's going to follow this. I'm just going to be honest here. This is like following the Beatles on stage. I don't know how you do it. I honestly, that's got to be so nerve-wracking. This, like, look at this hectate. Every single panel is a story. You see the emotion. Now they're all going to Zeus here, right? They're all look at Zeus. Like, just the beauty of it all. Just, this is what I mean. It's an experience. And they're talking to Zeus about being upset with man. And he kind of goes through, and he's really demeaning. He is quite rude, right? It's Hera's husband. And he's really rude. Like, he's calling them all birds, and I know that has something more to do with the mythology side of it, right? Didn't Zeus become I believe he became a bird, and like, I want to say he raped Hera. I don't remember. But it is his wife. And he's got all the men at his side. She's got all the women at hers. And she's going, look, it's not mankind. He goes, well, we'll just do another flood. Why don't we flood it? She's like, no, it's not mankind I'm upset with. It's man. Talking about the men on his side too. I love every single expression by Artemis. Is so adorable. Like, she's so cute. She's just mad all the time, and I fucking love it. She's so cute. And she talks about, all women. He's talking about a certain passage. And she's like, you know what? No, the story is the history. History is always written by the victors, and the victors are always men. He's talking about a woman, Lydia. She had to work as a prostitute to raise money to get a husband so she could be with one. She had to be with many to be with one. And that's not really what's written in what he has read and what he's talking about. All of the stories that he has heard don't necessarily line up with the real stories of what the women really went through. He's just not having it. He's saying, yes, women have suffered, but so have men. And of course they have, to a different degree. I love Apollo, by the way. I want to point this out right here. Apollo, so fucking cute. I love it. That expression, like, oh my God. I just love it. Like, they've suffered, in a different way, to a different degree, to, women being seen as objects as compared to being seen as somebody you can fight alongside. He's just not having any of it, right? He's saying there's justice out there. Deal with it. Basically, deal with it. He has spoken. Look at this. Oh my God. So pretty. He said it. It's over. It's done. He has spoken. And that's it, right? That's it. Zeus has spoken. All of the ladies go back, and look at Artemis is always just so mad. I love her. I love her so much. She's so cute. And then we see, now this pulls a lot from the George Perez run. If you remember, we've got the Well of Souls, the Cavern of Souls, right? And this is where the souls of women that are wronged by men in a violent, sexual, anything fashion, they go to the Well of Souls. And this is actually how Amazons start. So we have the original 6, right? 6 or 7. But that's it. We don't have the tribes of Amazons, right? We don't have the Bana Migdal. We don't have them all. But what we do have is the Well of Souls. So this is pulling a lot from that run, which I highly suggest you read if you have not. Anything by George Perez. Chef's kiss, right? So they all go there, except for Hera. And I am going to cut off my review here in a minute, but I do want to introduce you to one character that you may notice already is missing. So we'll get there. But they start kind of harvesting, right, from this Well of Souls. And I will say, as you're reading it, the best way to do this is to go back through it twice. I would say it sounds really silly, but when I went through it, I went through the art first, and then I added the dialogue, the exposition, right? Because I wanted to be able to follow it in the order it was intended. And it was a little confusing at first as to how it was intended. So I think that helped going back through it. It was a little hard to follow had I not done that, if that makes sense. So see, Artemis, adorable. I love her. I'm only going to say that, 10 or 12 or 15 more times, right? And then they go through and kind of harvest these, right? We see these women rising up and they are, I love this. Look at this coloring. I don't know. I know there's 3 different colorists. I know one is hi-fi. I'm not sure the other ones. I'll put them down, you'll see them. But, it's amazing. Absolutely amazing. Basically, they all get these little, pots, right? With these women. Here's one. We've got one here. We've got Artemis with hers. And they go back to where they are from, right? And they plant them. They give the earth their seed of women. And they plant them and wait moon after moon after moon for this to rise up. And it does. And we see these new woman warriors born of each woman that has them. And we see what they can become. I'm going to ask a question here. And I don't mean any offense to Phil Jimenez at all, because I look, like, this is absolutely stunning. The whole work. But is this somebody that's supposed to be a midget? I think it is. You'll see in the next picture why. So we've got all of the new, and I'm not even going to pretend like I can pronounce half of these names, right? That's why I've kind of avoided names anyways. Beautiful design. Aphrodite's design. Oh, well, this is Pythia, but came from Aphrodite. And then we've got Annette, who if you're, familiar with the Wonder Woman mythos, you'll know who Annette is. And then we've got this kind of spread of the birth of the Amazons, the official birth of these Amazonian women finally coming to life. Not just the original, all of them and all of their beauty. And I absolutely love it. And you look here again, where is she? Right here. Here's the same person I asked about before. I really do think that's a midget. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. So we basically get a tribe of 5 for each goddess. So there is a bunch of, what is it, 30? Right? Mathematicians call the number, 30, yep. So we've got 30 new Amazonians. And originally, and I didn't mention this, Hera is saying no. She's asking again. She's saying no. That is her husband, Zeus has spoken. She knows she's going to be in trouble anyway, which is weird to me, that she is not willing to continue and actually help these women. I don't know if it's a submission thing. I'm not sure if maybe that's where we're going with this, but still, the art. Ugh. Now, we get the idea as to why she is doing this from her perspective. Now, I said it could be a submission thing. This could be an excuse. I'm not sure at this point. But basically, she is, 1,000 seeing eyes. She sees the future. She sees the past. She sees everything at the same time. And she is doing so. And she does wish them luck. But she does give them one little piece of advice to stay in the shadows, because the light is your downfalling. And I thought that was really good. Now, this is kind of where I'm going to end it, but I want to introduce this character. This is Hippolyta. This is a very young Hippolyta. She has been missing from the story this entire time, right? Hippolyta, everybody knows Hippolyta. This is Wonder Woman's mother. She is basically a midwife at this point. I love this. It's so funny. So, She comes in, right? She says, "Who is this?" "This is my assistant," right? Hippolyta is the assistant. She's young, a widow. "Oh, I'm sorry." And then Hippolyta is like, "Nah, it's good. Don't worry about it." Right? I don't care. I just thought it was funny. But she is basically a midwife at this point, helping this woman give birth. Long story short, without showing too much more, because I'll give you the TLDR. I do want you to check this out. This is a woman that has 2 daughters already. This is a 3rd daughter. You can guess, if you know history, as to what is going to happen with this daughter and how this is going to weigh on Hippolyta and how this is going to go forward. The idea of her changing her mind about what is being done to women during this time period. Even now, you still hear about it over in China and stuff. Like, you have a baby that's a little girl, put them in a drop box. Nope, I want a son. Yeah, it's pretty fucked up, right? So you've got to see where this goes. You have to see where this goes. That's why I'm not showing you. I feel bad because it is a review. And to be fair, I usually do finish out reviews. But this is, you need to experience it. I promise you, you will not be upset with, or, feel like it was a waste of money. You won't. This story is beautiful. The story is amazing. And I absolutely see how and why Caligula Bear said this was written for a woman, but anybody can read it. This is clearly written, like, I know my female audience will enjoy this more. There will be a subset of the audience that won't even give it a chance because it's Caligula Bear. And there is a subset of the audience that'll be like, it's anti-men. No, it's not. It's pro-history. Let's go with that. Anyways, let me know, of course, what you guys think. Absolutely want to know what you think about this one. I'm shocked at I'm not shocked at how much I enjoyed it. I knew I was going to enjoy it. I just didn't think that I would be so engrossed in the experience of it as compared to just reading a normal comic book. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.